This is Mr. Prada, a really big TikToker with over 4 million followers. But you see, Mr. Prada had a problem. He just got arrested for killing somebody. And the evidence is astonishing. First of all, the person he's accused of is a therapist, not his therapist, a therapist. Now, the therapist was found, listen closely, duct taped, covered with a blue tarp. So police were like, okay, somebody did this. Then suddenly the police hear that the therapist's car is being driven around. The police chief was like, everybody, you know what that means, right? And the officer was like, it's a ghost. The chief said, you wait here. Everybody else, go find the car. And while they find the car, they say, pull over. Mr. Prada says, psych, does the race on them boys. The police chase him down. Mr. Prada crashes the car. They said, get out the car. He gets out the car. Then that boy get on feet. He kind of long. If you look close enough, he start running. He take off. Police start chasing him, but what I just said, that boy got length. He outruns them. Police said, we need help identifying. Everybody said, that's a TikTok star. Police said, oh. And well, from there, it's pretty easy to find his information. So they go to his house and they see red stuff all over the wall. The therapist read stuff. Neighbors were like, oh, I seen the therapist. He went into Mr. Prada's house the other day. Just to be sure though, police grab video surveillance and they see the therapist walking into Mr. Prada's house. Neighbors then say, yeah, and then we saw Mr. Prada walk out with a blue tarp. Police look at the footage, they see Mr. Prada walking out with a blue tarp. At this point, this was all police needed to identify Mr. Prada as dangerous. And when you're identified as dangerous by the police, it's on. At this point, all the resources and manpower of the Justice Department is going to be used against you. So, bro flees to Texas. The police in Louisiana, by the way, this whole thing happened in Louisiana, they couldn't go after him because they can't leave the state. So the U.S. Marshals go after him. Remember, every resource is used against you. And well, it was only a matter of time, Marshals caught him. Now, I want to be clear, not much is known about why he did it, but a huge thing on the internet that's going around is that the therapist might have been inappropriate with Mr. Prada, because it turns out the therapist was accused of doing something inappropriate to a young male in 2015. Now, the charges were dropped. That doesn't mean he didn't do it. That just means the charges were dropped. People assume the therapist did this to Mr. Prada since the age of the 2015 person matches with Mr. Prada's age. And the lawyer's therapist at the time, listen closely, says the person who accused the therapist was unequivocally not Mr. Prada. It wasn't Mr. Prada, guys. And the therapist's past lawyer doesn't have a reason to lie. But his lawyer did say he speculates that it was something intimate going on with the therapist and Mr. Prada. The therapist was openly gay. He was found walking by himself into Mr. Prada's apartment. A lot of Mr. Prada's recent TikToks seemed like he was having issues with somebody he loved. And well, but again, this is speculation. People aren't going to know what happened until like the actual court case. So we're just going to have to wait and see.